Hello guys, and welcome to my 5th tutorial in learning Visual Basics. In this tutorial we're going to be learning about data types and menu strips. But first, before we get to menu strips, we're going to learn about the data types. The first one I'd like to go over would be a boolean, and this is basically it holds a value of true or false. Whenever you use this, it's basically like saying a true or false question on a test. You put T for false and all that good stuff. You remember the good old days. But anyways, that's all you need to know for now. It stores true or false. And another data type I would like to go through would be a character, which just the initials for it is CHAR. And in this tutorial, we're going to be learning just that it stores a single character on the keyboard. Like A, it would store A or B or C. It wouldn't store A, B, C. It would just store like C, Y, T, R, any single character. What a short is, that's the next thing we're going to go over, is it's a number, but it stores small integer values. Here's the range for integer or small or shorts. 32,720 or 66 or 67, sorry. And then just add a negative to that, and that's how low it can go. You can use that instead of an integer, but I always use integers for any number that I'm using because of how large you can store integers, and you don't have to worry about running out, just to be safe. That actually takes up more memory, but I would rather use that instead of not having enough memory. Okay, an integer, we've already went over that. It just stores this pretty big number, 2.147,483,647. That's pretty long. Add a negative onto that, and you should get the how small it and how big it can go. This is mainly for larger integer values. What a long is, oh, it can store these huge numbers. I'm not even going to try to actually say what that is, but you will never ever run out of enough. I mean, you'll have memory for this number forever. If you ever get that high in a number, you're building some pretty intense number-wise programs. This is just for the really, really large ones or the really, really, really negative numbers. You don't need to worry about that. And then we got the date. This is just to store dates, basically. Pretty simple as the name. We'll get into the format for that, but all you need to know for now is it stores dates. And now we're going to go into a double, which is just a decimal, basically like 1.0234. And a decimal is more useful because of you can store like 1.2 instead of it rounding it down to 1 like an integer would. And now we're going to go to string. This is basically to store more than one character. Like in a up here in a short or a char, you store just one letter. In a string, you can store however many you want, and you put them in quotation marks like this. These two things are here, and you can type anything right here, and that string would store everything between there. And it's mainly for multi-charactered phrases. If you're wanting to store like, please enter a number, and that would be a string. You could store that in a string. If you stored that in a character, it wouldn't run right. And a decimal, we're gonna get into that. It's basically large numbers. It's only large numbers that have a decimal. The only difference between a decimal and a double, well, it's basically saying it's written in stone that it's going to have a decimal, and a double is saying it has a chance of having a decimal, so you could still use a double, and if it was going to be a decimal, like 1.3, then it's going to be a decimal, and if it's going to be like 1, and then sometime in the program it's going to be a decimal, then that's when you'll use double. Okay, now we're going to get into menu strips, and what we're going to do is we're going to go into our design window, open up your Visual Basics Express Edition, and first of all we're going to delete movie selector so we'll have enough room for this. So delete movie selector, just click it and click delete, and we're going to go to our toolbox, and then we're going to go scroll down to the M's, which should be, and you should see menu script, and we're just going to load that up, and we're going to exit this out, and it should load this up. And you should see a text box that says type here, and we're going to type in that, and we're going to type file, not philo, we're going to type file. And now whenever you click over here, it should give you a new button, and we're going to click on this, and whenever you click on this, it should give you another option to type even more information, and we're going to type exit. We're going to learn how to exit the program in a MenuStrip. And whenever you click off, you should get a new thing, and then if you want to add something over here, whenever you click on it and then do a little arrow, and then you can actually keep going and then keep going down here, and then all the way down to the you could just make huge menu strips like that. But anyways, for this tutorial, we're going to just learn how to click a button inside a menu strip. We're going to click this, and we're going to click enter, or you have to double click on these, I forgot. And it should load the code. It's saying when you click this button, do the one that you clicked. Whenever you click that button, it'll do what's in between this. And when you want to exit the program, we're going to type application.exit. There we go. And that's pretty much right. And when you run this, it should we got errors from a previous tutorial. Didn't finish that. And we're going to run this now again. Where are these errors coming from? Okay. We're going to run this one more time, and then we're going to click File, and then we're going to click Exit, and it should exit out the program. And if you wanted to add, like, whenever you click Exit to bring to another thing over here, then it would just be like it showed before, and you'd click File, and then click Exit, and it should pop up another thing. Just type something over here, and then that should make a new button. And that's all on menu strips and data types, and I will see you in the next tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe, and goodbye.